So many things are possible as long as you don't know they are impossible. As we go through life, we gradually discover who we are, but the more we discover, the more we lose ourselves. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. Watching my back is the perfect opportunity to stick a knife in it. It is evident as a matter of logic that, since they disagree, not more than one of them can be true. Feeling guilty does not set us free. Being equipped sets us free. The elegance under pressure is the result of fearlessness. Amidst a crowd of friends, a search for truth begins, to find the few who stand by through thick and thin. Most everything you think you know about me is nothing more than memories. For it is our scars that show us where we've been. Let them not dictate where we are going. We choose our joys and sorrows long before we experience them. Sometimes we tolerate unacceptable behavior from others because we don't know we deserve better. Strange, I thought, how you can be living your dreams and your nightmares at the very same time. Anak muda adalah kejelasahan dirap lang kanya adalah perubahan. Some roses grow through concrete. Remember that. Follow your bliss, and the universe will open doors for you where there were only walls. The most important questions in life can never be answered by anyone except oneself. Life is not measured by what you have. It's measured by what you give. If someone does not want me, it is not the end of the world. But if I do not want me, the world is nothing but endings. Life is the only trip where the journey is more important than the destination. No matter what you do, someone always knew you would. For it is scars that show us where we've been. Let them not dictate where we are going. This was not a fairy tale. This was not the movies. This was life. It hurt more. It was excruciating. It was excruciatingly beautiful. Now I know what success is. Living your truth, sharing it. The elevator to success is out of order. You'll have to use the stairs one step at a time. Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more, so that we may fear less. Believe there is a great power silently working all things for good. Behave yourself, and never mind the rest. Be a life long or short, its completeness depends on what it was lived for. Energy and initiative count as much as talent and luck. Remember, the time you feel lonely is the time you most need to be by yourself. Life's cruelest irony. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts. Think well. He had the look of one who had drunk the cup of life and found a dead beetle at the bottom. Do nothing and nothing happens. Life is about decisions. You either make them or they're made for you, but you can't avoid them. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. If at first you don't succeed, you're doing it wrong. Learn from the experience. Try again, but with a different approach. The seeker embarks on a journey to find what he wants and discovers, along the way, what he needs. It is wise to keep in mind that neither success nor failure is ever final. Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. We are constantly trying to hold it all together. If you really want to see why you do things, then don't do them and see what happens. The cost of a thing is the amount of what I will call life which is required to be exchanged for it, immediately or in the long run. When one has a grateful heart, life is so beautiful. Last night, I lost the world and gained the universe. He who takes offense when no offense is intended is a fool, and he who takes offense when offense is intended is a greater fool. It is much easier to be brave if you do not know everything. So long as you fight the darkness, you stand in the light. The lessons of life amount not to wisdom, but to scar tissue and callus. Youth cannot know how age thinks and feels, But old men are guilty if they forget what it was to be young. If everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough. There are a dozen views about everything until you know the answer. Then there's never more than one. Like gravity, karma is so basic we often don't even notice it. A world without poetry and art would be too much like one without birds or flowers, bearable but a lot less enjoyable. Vulnerability is the least celebrated emotion in our society. You do not write your life with words. You write it with actions. What you think is not important. It is only important what you do. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. We are the Bibles the world is reading. We are the creeds the world is needing. We are the sermons the world is heeding. An item is only worth what someone is willing to pay for it. People make mistakes in life through believing too much, but they have a damn dull time if they believe too little. All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think. When a thing is funny, search it carefully for a hidden truth. It's better this way, sister. There's more to life than staying safe. I was 40 years old when I stood up for myself for the first time. I should have stood up earlier. Art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. Waiting is painful. Forgetting is painful. But not knowing which to do is the worst kind of suffering. When you do the right thing, you get the feeling of peace and serenity associated with it. Do it again and again. Growth and advancement happen outside the comfort zone. The key to life is accepting challenges. Once someone stops doing this, he's dead. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great. There is no common sense and no common logic, only common fantasies. To become a master at any skill, it takes the total effort of your heart, mind, and soul working together in tandem. Memory can make a thing seem to have been much more than it was. I assess the power of a will by how much resistance, pain, torture it endures and knows how to turn to its advantage. You don't win races by wishing, you win them by running faster than everyone else does. My fear was not of death itself, but a death without meaning. Living a princely life requires that you learn to think and reason like the prince, talk and behave like him, react like him as well. Any serious social, political, and economic change must include veganism. Only something extremely dire and disabling will ever stop a real writer from writing. Retirement is never an option. It's impossible to walk through solid rock. You have to walk between the molecules that make up the rock. A boy may be as disagreeable as he pleases, but when a girl refuses to crab sunshine on command, the world mutters darkly about her moods. Don't waste your time with explanations. People only hear what they want to hear. In short, philosophical theories are largely the product of the hidden hand of the cognitive unconscious. There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for. Elbun lector esktn kasi constantment la impression de que no se ha enterado bien. Every man has his secret sorrows which the world knows not, and oftentimes we call a man cold when he is only sad. Those who grant sympathy to guilt, grant none to innocence. Stay away from those who want you to be in the same predicament as them. The single best thing about coming out of the closet is that nobody can insult you by telling you what you've just told them. And we don't always know it or understand it at the time and the season, but nothing grows without a good amount of dirt. Just when you think it can't get any worse, it can. And just when you think it can't get any better, it can. The universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything that you want, you already are. You've never lived what you were thinking, and that isn't good. Only the ideas we actually live are of any value. Never say that I have taken it, only that I have given it back. Winners are not afraid of losing, but losers are. Failure is part of the process of success. People who avoid failure also avoid success. One of the greatest journeys in life is overcoming insecurity and learning to truly not give a shit. Too many people seem to believe that silence was a void that needed to be filled, even if nothing important was said. Whether we like it or not, the one justification for the existence of all religions is death. They need death as much as we need bread to eat. It's as simple as that. Simple and complicated, as most true things are. Persistence, perfection, patience, power. Prioritize your passion. It keeps you sane. The goal of education is to enable individuals to continue their education. Sometimes problems don't require a solution to solve them. Instead, they require maturity to outgrow them.